Calling the Special Sustainability Zones Act a bad piece of legislation, the People's Action Movement has taken a position that the act is too bad for it to be amended and it needs to be repealed. As such, Natasha Gray-Brooks, political leader of the People's Action Movement, is calling on citizens to be unified against it, saying the act, without being specific, in practical terms, hands over significant powers from the state to a developer approved under the SSC Act.
This new act is now giving powers to the zone developers that was once, utilized by our government. They are taking the authority away from the necessary boards and institutions and handing it to the developers. So although the act doesn't say state within a state, if you can control your own security, your water, your infrastructure, well, come on, man. You're basically saying, I control this, I have my own government, I have my own country right here in Skn Newsline. We should not stand for that. And all the previous developments that we have were successful without the SSC. So let us stand up. It's not just my voice, because if everybody else is saying, man, let's go through the SSC. But the thing is, you've heard so many cries, and I think the more that people understand what this legislation is about, is the more cries you are hearing. And we need to come together as one. This is time to save our federation.
According to the presentations at PAM's town hall meeting on the SSC legislation, the act leaves too many critical issues unaddressed. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline. Former Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, an opposition member of Parliament in the National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis, expressed the view that the Special Sustainability Authorization Act 2025 possesses significant flaws. Speaking at an 11th November press conference of the People's Labour Party, of which he is the political leader, Dr. Harris slammed the SSC legislation as one that has negative implications for the future of the country and its people. Since the disclosure of a proposed SSC designation for a so-called destiny development, a number of concerns have been raised on both islands relative to the proposed development and, importantly, about purported inadequacies in the legislation that was passed in the National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis. Referring to several sources of objections to the legislation, Dr. Harris said the administration needs to fix it.
You would have heard all the groups that have spoken out, and every one of them had a point of merit. I have here in my hand a legal opinion on it. I have it. So I don't have to come and tell them who not listening, who figure they arrogate on themselves, they have all the wisdom, so they don't want to hear nobody else's view, and they made a mess. They made a mess. So they need to fix it. And we are saying that enough is out there for all of us to know what is wrong with it. Because the Father not going to come out to tell a lie, and the Son. And all those other people who came out to speak, I mentioned some of them. To all the political parties, so that it should be repealed. Similar reasons. So I think enough is out there for people to understand that the bill is a bad bill. Bad in law, bad in terms of the implication for the future of our people and country.
While some describe the SSC legislation and the proposed development as transformative for the economic development of the two islands, opposition parties, some social commentators, and some citizens are raising the proverbial red flag. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
So sweet! The people of St. Kitts and Nevis have embraced Susan Best and her ministry from the very beginning. Now, 40 years later, she returns to celebrate resilience, a testimony of grace, a legacy of strength. Join Susan Best for a night of worship featuring the timeless songs you've loved through the years, along with new music that will inspire a fresh move of faith. On Friday, November 28th at 7 p.m. at the Antioch Baptist Church, Lime Kiln Commercial Development. Don't miss this unforgettable celebration of grace, growth, and resilience. Tickets are $40 EC. Also, be blessed by performances by Carmela Lawrence, Gospel Flames of Joy, New Generation of Nevis, and Blestina Charles of St. Kitts. Tickets are now on sale at Bestway, Buckley's close to Caribbean Cinema, First Choice in the Amory Mall, Kingdom Travel and Tours, Central Street, Hidden Treasures, Airport Road close to Kumar's Pink Trailer, Pharmacare on 4th Street, and in Nevis at Divinity Touch Gift Shop, Main Street, Charlestown. Get your tickets early and stay tuned to the radio or Susan Best's social media pages. Be blessed in this unforgettable celebration of grace, growth, and resilience.
Everybody give Jesus praise.
In a recent event, officials of the Concerned Citizens Movement recounted several achievements of the Nevis Island administration when the political party held its convention. Progress was outlined in areas of infrastructure, including water and road networking, as well as in areas of education, health, and business. In the context of the party's involvement with the development of the island and its role in the national political sphere, Mark Bruntley, political leader of the CCM, said the party will continue to put the progress of Nevis as its priority, warning that CCM will not stand for Nevis being mistreated or shortchanged.
I have witnessed in this country some referring to themselves as a big dog, and right now they're nothing but a little chihuahua. CCM put you up, and CCM take you down. Be careful with CCM. We are a strong, powerful party. And anybody that underestimates the CCM does so at their peril. We are a movement of people, a movement of positivity, but do not feel that you're going to take advantage of the people of Nevis. Not under CCM. It cannot happen. I say to you today that the CCM will not fear the future. We are Nevisians, and Nevisians are imbued with a spirit not of fear, but with a spirit of power, of love, and of sound mind. We can therefore face the future with all its challenges with confidence. Why? Because we have proven leadership, and we know that proven leadership guarantees a secure future. We are investing in geothermal, so that our island can become energy dependent, reduce costs, and protect our environment. We're working to diversify our economy, attract new large investments, empower small businesses, and support our creative and cultural sectors. You know, for a long time, those who were enemies of progress argued that CCM had not brought any big investor to Nevis. You all hear them? For a long time, the mantra was, not na keep. You all heard them? Well, how come now something want keep and you want to keep the something from keeping? You see, that is why we must do what we must do. The people elected CCM to lead, not to follow. We must act sometimes because vision and visionary leadership must sometimes look around the corner. We must sometimes see what others may not see. Because that is what we need in order to propel our country forward.
Meanwhile, Brantley called on Nevisians to take advantage of the opportunities available on the island, calling for proactive and positive thinking. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline. East Bastia chairman of the People's Labour Party, Calvin Pemberton, criticized the SKN-LP-led government over the development approved for the grounds of the Old Fort Farmers Hotel. In a recent PLP press conference, PLP Chairman Pemberton accused the government of giving little regard to the historical significance of the site and its heritage to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. According to Pemberton, the development was approved without consultations with local stakeholders, and relevant information on the ownership status of the land was not provided.
A common theme has been developed by the Jew government, as seen with the Fort Thomas Hotel site. Its grounds and structures and relics have not been spared the ravages of Prime Minister Jew government. The facilities have been dug up, broken down, defaced, displaced, and reconfigured without input from stakeholders. Our heritage is to be replaced by something that represents us. This denigration of our once undisturbed heritage site has forced the St. Christopher National Trust to express its disgust at the lack of consultation and breach of protocol and respect for heritage. We have not been told if the historic Fort Thomas Hotel grounds have been sold or leased. We have no idea. When will we be told? Could somebody tell the people of the country? We want to know. However, we are hearing of proposed development called Symbol of Love, Monument and Museum. Imagine for development of such a heritage site, the government has not observed the mandatory input of statutory bodies with responsibility for heritage protection and historic preservation. Dr. Jew has failed to respect historical integrity, community inclusion, and cultural authenticity. What is next?
The development being referred to by Mr. Pemberton is the US $30 million Symbol of Love Museum and Monuments on the 8.7-acre site of the old Fort Thomas Hotel. It was described as a direct investment partnership between the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and investor ABL Incorporated. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
The people of St. Kitts and Nevis have embraced Susan Best and her ministry from the very beginning. Now, 40 years later, she returns to celebrate resilience, a testimony of grace, a legacy of strength. Join Susan Best for a night of worship featuring the timeless songs you've loved through the years, along with new music that will inspire a fresh move of faith. On Friday, November 28th at 7 p.m. at the Antioch Baptist Church, Lime Kiln Commercial Development. Don't miss this unforgettable celebration of grace, growth, and resilience. Tickets are $40 EC. Also, be blessed by performances by Carmela Lawrence, Gospel Flames of Joy, New Generation of Nevis, and Blestina Charles of St. Kitts. Tickets are now on sale at Bestway, Buckley's close to Caribbean Cinema, First Choice in the Amory Mall, Kingdom Travel and Tours, Central Street, Hidden Treasures, Airport Road close to Kumar's Pink Trailer, Pharmacare on 4th Street, and in Nevis at Divinity Touch Gift Shop, Main Street, Charlestown. Get your tickets early and stay tuned to the radio or Susan Best's social media pages. Be blessed in this unforgettable celebration of grace, growth, and resilience.
Everybody wave.